Forgive me. Guilt can become a prison for both the one who feels it and the one unjustly accused. But forgiveness, while it doesn't erase the past, has the power to transform the present and set us free. Jennifer Thompson was just 22 years old when she became the victim of a terrible crime. Her testimony identified Ronald Cotton as the culprit, and he was sentenced to life in prison. For 11 years, Ronald lived behind bars for a crime he didn't commit. When DNA evidence eventually proved his innocence, Jennifer's world collapsed. She had made a devastating, albeit unintentional mistake. Seeing him on television after his release, Jennifer couldn't bear the weight of her guilt. With a heart full of remorse, she sought out Ronald to ask for his forgiveness. Face to face, with tears streaming down her face, Jennifer confessed, "If I spent the rest of my life telling you how sorry I am, it still wouldn't fully express how I feel. Can you ever forgive me?" Ronald's response was extraordinary. "I forgive you. I'm not angry with you. And I don't want you to live in fear that I seek revenge. What I want is for us all to have a happy life moving forward." The story of Ronald and Jennifer reminds us of something essential. Forgiveness is a choice that frees both the offender and the offended. Guilt, resentment, and hatred can consume us. But forgiveness gives us the opportunity to start anew. Perhaps you've been hurt, betrayed, or unjustly accused. Or maybe, like Jennifer, you carry the weight of having hurt someone else. The question is it worth continuing to bear the weight of guilt or resentment? Forgiveness doesn't always mean that everything will return to how it once was, but it allows us to free ourselves from the emotional burden that imprisons us. God, in His immense love, gave us the perfect example of forgiveness. Through Christ, He has forgiven us, not once but countless times, undeservedly and unconditionally. In Colossians 3:13, we are called to imitate this love. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. Forgiveness isn't always easy, but when we take that step, we experience the peace and freedom that only God can provide. Today, reflect. Who do you need to forgive? What wounds do you need to give to God? Perhaps it's someone who hurt you deeply, or maybe it's yourself. Take the first step. Ask God to heal your heart and free your soul. Forgive, not because others deserve it, but because you deserve to live in freedom. These are words of life. If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just, and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. 1 John 1:9.